So, very first thing we did in section 3.1 was introduce radian format, so you need to be able to go back and forth between radians and degrees. So first thing on your quiz will be a couple questions just testing if you can convert. So if we have radians, or sorry, if we have degrees, how do we get it into radians? So our degrees cancel. So 320 over 180. And so let's not put in the pi on these. We'll give the nicest answer we can. So give it in fractional format. So it's 16 over 9, so 16 pi over 9. Again, I'm going to make you guys use my graphing calculators on this quiz because some calculators, Tina got one of the nice ones that does everything for you. So just a level playing field, everybody uses mine for these. Your calculator's okay, it doesn't give it to you. Alright, if I ask you to convert 4 pi over 5 into degrees, what do we do? So the pi's cancel, so we have 4/5 times 180, I get 144. And that is degrees, so you have to put a degree symbol. Alright, so that's the first thing on your quiz. Second thing is evaluating. We have done a lot of these. We did them in the first section. We did them again in 3.3. I'm going to give you another handout here in a little bit to practice them. What work am I expecting to see on this type of question? So I'm going to say give me the exact value here using my calculator so it doesn't give it to you. So 5 pi over 3 is in which quadrant? 4. Double last one is 4. If you really got in a pinch, you could always convert it into degrees if you had to. The reference angle is pi over 3, which we know is the same thing as 60 degrees. So cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. In quadrant 4, cosine is positive, so cosecant would be negative. If we do the sine of 60, that's radical 3 over 2. So cosecant would be the reciprocal. So negative 2 radical 3 over 3. Alright, so there'll be a section of problems like that, and I am giving you more practice on those today. Is that part okay? Then there'll be a section like the end of your homework where I ask you to find the angle. So this one I'm saying it's between pi over 2, or sorry, pi and 3 pi over 2. So if it's between pi and 3 pi over 2, which quadrant is that? Reference angle. When is cosine radical 3 over 2? Since this is in radians, let's answer it in radians. So 30 is the same as pi over 6. So pi over 6 in quadrant 3 means the top is 1 higher, so 7 pi over 6. Are we okay with all that stuff? Second thing, or third, fourth, whatever. Last thing on this quiz is what we covered in section 3.2, the word problems. I will give you the formulas. So I'll probably just throw them up on the board. The 2 formulas we have, S equals R theta, A equals 1/2 R squared theta. The big thing to remember, if you are using these, what does theta have to be in? Radians. Okay, so if I tell you the minute hand of a clock is 3.1 centimeters. So I know clock, talking about a circular clock here. The minute hand, so what does that 3.1 represent? How far does the tip of the minute hand travel? The tip of the minute hand is moving around the outside of the clock. So what variable is that? S. Okay, so theta, we need an angle. What I gave you is 3 hours. But we know that every hour, how far does the minute hand move? 360 degrees, or in radians that is 2 pi. So to find our angle, you have to take 2 pi times 3. So our angle is 6 pi. So then we can do S equals R theta. So 3.1 times 6 pi. And I get 18.6 pi centimeters. So take the time to write out what variables you have and what formula you're using. That will help significantly. Any questions there? And the last one I put together. An arc of length 5 feet. What am I talking about there? S. So S is 5. It's cut off by an angle of 30 degrees. So my angle is 30 degrees. But we have to have radians. So you might just remember, what is 30 degrees in radians? If not, you multiply by pi over 180 to get there. Find the area. So area is 1/2 r squared theta. So if I'm going to find my area, I first need my r. So this is one where we have to do a couple different formulas. The only other formula we have is S equals r theta. And I have my S, and I have my theta. So if you want to move this pi over 6 to the other side, you're dividing by it, or think of it as multiplying by the reciprocal. So your radius is 30 over pi. The pi ends up in the denominator. Now we have r and we have theta, so we can do our formula. A equals 1/2 times 30 over pi squared times pi over 6. This one does work out a little bit different than you're used to. You're multiplying that. 30 is 900 over pi squared times pi over 6. So we get 900 pi over 12 pi squared. You could cancel a pi. 900 over 12 is 75. So it actually turns out to be 75 divided by pi. And the units would be square feet. Or of course you could put that in your calculator and it would turn out to be 23.8724 square feet.